called MOYOSORE, and I'll be your host for today. If you're watching, please sign up at www.clemnat.com for free movies, more online interviews, radios, podcasts. You can as well market your business using our website. Today we'll be talking about Nigerian Citizen Association in South Africa, NICASA. And here with me, I have Honorable Benjamin Okoli from Nigeria, and is the President General of NICASA. Welcome to the show, Honorable. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on your show this evening. Thank you, viewers. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you please tell us about yourself, sir?
Thank you once again. And yes, my name is Honorable Benjamin Okoli, and I represent the association that you have just introduced, the Nigerian Citizens Association, South Africa. So I'm the president of the association, and we are in South Africa representing and looking after the interests of the Nigerian community in the Republic of South Africa. Thank you.
Okay, would like to know about your background. Where in Nigeria are you from, the language you speak, and things like that?
Oh, yes, thank you. My name is Benjamin Okoli, like I've said before, and I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, precisely from Anambra State, and I live in South Africa.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Before coming to South Africa, what were your expectations about South Africa? What motivated you to come to South Africa?
The motivation, of course, was for self-improvement and, for greener pasture, for self-improvement and for greener pasture. Yeah.
So have you been able to get, have your expectations been met, the greener pastures and the self-improvement?
Yes, of course. Yes, those aspects of my life has been met. We are very happy. We thank God for the opportunity to live and work in South Africa.
Okay, thank you, sir. I would like to know, what year did you come to South Africa, and how have been your stay so far?
Thank you. I have been in South Africa for 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah, for 22 years.
So did you study in South Africa? And what university, if you studied in South Africa, what university did you attend? What course? How was it like?
No, I did not study in South Africa. I have done my studies in Nigeria before coming here. And yeah, so South Africa is a ground of improving in business and all that. So like I said, it's self-improvement.
Okay. Can you please tell us more about NICASA? I'd like to know about
NICASA is an organization of Nigerians. It's a Nigerian-owned association. It is put in place to cater and to manage the welfare of the Nigerian community in the Republic of South Africa. Like the name implies, it is an association that by default, so long as you carry the Nigerian passports, you are a member of the association, because we are here to look after you, your welfare, and your interests.
Thank you, sir. Would like to know, what year was it formed, and what brought up the inspiration? Like, why did you form the association, or why was the association formed in South Africa?
Oh, thank you. NICASA came into being in the year 2018. And of course, before NICASA, Nigerian had an association that was actually looking out, doing the same thing that NICASA, is doing presently. But somehow the Nigerian Citizens Association became a child of necessity. It became a matter of, necessity, something that has to be. And of course, Nigerians came together and put heads together to put up NICASA. So it came into being in the year 2018 in Johannesburg.
So have you been the president since then, or you were newly elected?
When the association came, it came, and of course, there was an interim leadership. The interim leadership has the responsibility of positioning the organization and putting it into, effectiveness to make it work. So, and the responsibility was for a year, 12 months, and then to put together a working organization. And after that, there was an election, and I was voted into the office as the president.
So how is it being the president? How is it like? What are your responsibilities? And would like to know how everything is going on with you being the president, your challenges as well, if you wouldn't mind sharing with us.
It is quite a responsibility. It comes with its own burdens. And of course, I vied into this position knowing fully well what it entails. I haven't been the interim president for a year. So, of course, it didn't come as a surprise to me for the works that I'm expected to do. It is something that I have prepared myself, to embark on, and I have been doing that effectively. And I think the responsibility is enormous. It's quite a huge responsibility. It's quite tasking. It requires a lot of energy, a lot of resources, and resources includes your time and even your finances, your personal resources. So I'm running an organization of this nature, which is an NGO, a non-governmental organization that survive through donation and through the goodwill of the Nigerian community in South Africa. It is not an easy task. So you could as well guess the responsibility of the leadership, not just the president. The entire team of my leaders are working, so hard to make sure that we deliver the mandate that we have been given to do for the Nigerian community. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. We'll be going on a commercial break now, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Let's sell on your behalf. If your item sells on our web shop, you pay a 10% commission plus the transaction fees, and you get the rest. Register now at www.shop.clevenard.com. Start uploading your product and services. We can really sell it on your behalf so you can carry on working on the things important to you. Are you looking to sell any type of product or service and you want to avoid the hassle involved? Selling can be an arduous and time-consuming process. At Clevenard Super Shop, we will be happy to take over the workload of promoting or selling your products or services. All you need to do is to register at www.shop.clevenard.com, enter your shop or vendor information, and then start uploading your product and services. We will do the selling. Now, be ready to get more sales and awareness. Start making more money from your business with Clevenard Super Shop by partnering with us today.
Welcome back to Clevenard TV in Diaspora. I still remain your host, Scott MOYOSORE. If you're only joining us for the first time, don't forget to visit our website at www.clevenard.com for more online interviews, for more movies, free movies, blogs, and as well you can market your business using our website. Welcome back to the show, Honorable. I know you must have heard about the Dudula crisis or the xenophobic attacks that happened in South Africa. So, being the President General of NICASA, how have you been able to deal with this crisis?
The crisis, they are just, something that we find very uncomfortable, especially the Operation Dudula. The Operation Dudula to us should not be allowed to have, festered, to this long. We believe that it has the backing, the tacit endorsement of the government. Otherwise, it should have been dealt with a long time ago, because it is a movement that started and had bought into the consciousness of the locals who believe that the foreign nationals are taking their jobs, that the foreign nationals are occupying their positions, when in the actual fact, the case is the reverse. The reverse is the case. And the Operation Dudula, I must tell you that the Nigerian community in South Africa, we are not comfortable with the fact that the government had allowed this thing to continue up to this very moment, because it has no legal, there is no legality to it, and it is not something that should be allowed, to continue. It shouldn't be allowed to continue in any case at all, because there is no job that the foreign nationals, the illegal or the illegal migrants have occupied in South Africa. People improvise and do their things to make a living. The petty traders, those who, the skilled workers, the professionals who fill in some scarce skills. So all those things, the government understands that the Operation Dudula should not stand. But because of politics, we think because of political dispositions of various interest groups in the Republic, so people use it to make politics. People use it to buy opinion and influence, and see what they can get as a reward during election time. So it is a political matter. It is not in the interest of the South African public that they should continue with this Operation Dudula. And xenophobia, of course, South Africa has experienced, they had experienced xenophobia a couple of, so many times. The xenophobia had dealt, a huge blow to the economy of the Republic of South Africa. And the foreign nationals themselves, some had lost their lives and their resources. Businesses have been vandalized, a lot of, especially Nigerians that have been affected with this, unfortunate situation that the government had continued to allow, whenever it comes up. So we as an association, we are saying that there should not be anything called Operation Dudula. And xenophobia, the government should look into the resurgence, the reoccurrence, and fashion out a way to ensure that it does not repeat itself again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable. I would like to ask, you said earlier that there are foreigners as well that are being affected by the crisis and all. So businesses, we see on news and Facebook, businesses are being destroyed. So how have you been able to assist, or how have the organization or the association been able to assist the foreigners, Nigerians in question, that their businesses were burnt down? Like, how do you get them back on their feet?
Thank you. The organization, NICASA, do not have the capacity to empower our citizens or people that have lost their businesses. But what we do is that before the onset of any crisis, once we have an inkling, when we have an idea that something like this is going to happen, through our various channels, we send out information advisory. We call it movement advisory, advising people to beware of their movements, and of course, those who have their businesses located in hotspots, we try our best to ensure that they stay off those areas. And unfortunately, when there is this crisis, it comes with a certain degree of losses, business and all that. So people lost. And then we take inventory. We take inventory of their losses. We report it to our government. When I mean our government, I mean the representative, which is the Consul General, the Consulate of Nigeria in South Africa, and the Nigerian High Commission in Pretoria. So when we take these inventories, we report to them. Like the last xenophobia that happened last year, we took inventory. And then we expect that the South Africans should have compensated based on the losses that our citizens had incurred. But we made our presentations, we submitted, and we received nothing. Our people received nothing. There has not been any compensation whatsoever to Nigerians that have lost, who had lost in the past and continue to lose. So they've not received any form of compensation or even a pat on the back to say, please take it easy, or this token to start a new life. So it is quite a difficult thing for our community. We find ourselves in this situation without help coming from anywhere. And then when it happened, people, of course, are frustrated. And when people get this frustrated, you can imagine the health implication. So we are finding it very difficult in that area because what the government will say is that people should get their businesses insured. Of course, not all the businesses are insured. And even those that are not insured are supposed to have, because they are affected by, arson or vandalism, destruction of means of livelihood. So there should be some form of compensation to these people, especially on the Disaster Management Board of South Africa. There should be some mitigating factors, something that should be done to these people and to make them feel, have a sense of belonging again, to start a new life, than abandoning them completely without any form of assistance to them in any case. So that's how it has been in this country. And our people continue to be at the receiving end of this crisis, either in the Operation Dudula or in the xenophobic attack. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate that foreigners are mainly referred to as Nigerians here, and we are always being affected by the whole crisis and everything. So, so I would like to ask you if your association have been able to assist people with their international passport being delayed, because we keep hearing it's taking 6 to 8 months, 1 year for people to get their passport renewed. What has been done about that?
In the first place, what we should say is that Nigerians are having this problem because, from what we gather from our embassy and from the High Commission in Pretoria and the consulate, it was a national problem in Nigeria, especially coming from the background of the COVID-19 pandemic. Things were, movement and things were affected. So Nigerians were not exempted from that crisis. So people who applied for passports, the backlog that they had, carried on up to the post-COVID time. And people who applied for their passports usually get their passports within 3 or 4 months. For 8 months, I don't know, but I know 3 to 4 months, I'm very certain about it, that people take that long to get their passports. But such situation has eased because recently the queue in the consulate, the backlog, they've been able to clear it. They do it on pending level. They code it on pending numbers. They give you a certain number, call it pending, either pending 10 or pending 20. So recently they've cleared from pending 45 to pending 60. The last one we had was pending 50 to pending 60. So now they're working to clear pending 60 to pending 72. So I am very certain that people in no distant time will get, those who applied will get their passport. But we always advise people to please apply your passport on time. Not when you want to travel in 2 weeks' time, you apply for your passport like yesterday, and you have plans to travel in 2 weeks' time, and you expect that your passport will be available in that 2 weeks. And then, of course, if your passport is unavailable, you begin to feel that you've not been served well. We understand that frustration. We hope that the Nigerian consulate will be able to clear all this situation and ensure that people return to the time of applying for passport and acquiring it within 48 hours. We had a situation like that in the past, where when you apply today, in 48 hours, you can get your passport. That was around 2018 and 19, when we had one of the consul general who had gone home to Nigeria. So during his tenure, passport can be applied in 48 hours, you obtain it, you acquire it at that time. So we hope that this will, this situation will return back to normal and people will be able to acquire their passport within the shortest time of application.
Yes, hopefully, because students especially, they are complaining like they are not able to renew their visas because of the passports are taking time, and then it's another issue for them to prove to them that it was the passport that delayed them and things like that. So we really need our leaders to help us speak on behalf of the students, because students are really complaining out there about this international passport.
That of the students, yes, is quite understandable, and we put extra efforts to make sure that the students are served and are served well. And of course, the Nigerian consulate are working, closely with the Nigerian Student Association, National Association of Nigerian Students in South Africa. They are working closely with them, and there is an office dedicated to the service of the Nigerian students in South Africa. So I'm sure that the students are equally receiving, attention. And NICASA, on the other hand, is doing our best to make sure that people are served, because the benefit that we get from what we do is when people are happy. When people are very happy, we feel that we are doing our job. To put that pressure on the government to ensure that they are doing the right thing. So yeah, we are not stopping. We'll continue to do our best.
Thank you so much, Honorable. I would like you to advise parents and guardians on this Dudola crisis and xenophobic attacks, because most of them are scared of sending their kids to study in South Africa because they feel like, foreigners are being maltreated, foreigners are being bullied and things like that. So I want you to make it clear to them that, okay, though things are happening, but there's a way Nigerians are being protected. There are guidelines and everything. I would like you to put it out there to them.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to the parents and guardians of our Nigerian students, especially at home in Nigeria. South Africa is not a war zone. There is no war in South Africa. But like every other country or a place, you need to be at the right place at the right time. If you are a student, make sure that you study within the confines of your school, or from don't stay in an environment that is unfriendly. And to parents, yes, South Africa is it's a very good place to study. You can ask your kids or your words to come to South Africa to study. We will encourage them to come, but they should be law abiding. And make sure that you get your visa, the right visa in Nigeria. Make sure you get the right visa in Nigeria before coming to South Africa, because it will be difficult. It will prove a challenge to start to change the status of your visa when you're already in South Africa. So the advice should also be to get the right visa. If it is a study visa, please make sure you get the right study visa in Nigeria, that correspond with the study that you want to do. So students are welcome to South Africa, and the NICASA is represented through the Nigerian National Association of Nigerian Students. We work hand in hand with NAMSA, which is the umbrella body of the Nigerian students in South Africa. We work very closely with them, to address the problem of the Nigerian students. Yes.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for the information. We are glad to have you on our show today because we're able to learn a lot of things from everything you have said. We have come to an end for today's show and would like to thank Honorable and thank you viewers for watching. If you're watching, please don't forget to sign up at www.clivnat.com for more online radios, more live interviews, and as well you can blog and podcast. You can also market your business using our website. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.